Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You are knowing what you are wanting? Are you appreciating the evolution of your desire? Yes. Do you like your desire even before it is manifested? Yes. Well, you know what we're getting at, don't you? If you've been listening to us at all. Because desire is natural within you, isn't it? Life just causes you to focus continuing new desire into being. But the way it focuses into being is through exploring contrast. So in contrast, there is always a mixed vibration. When you are experiencing something that you do not want, it helps you to know more clearly what you do want, but there's still a vibration of what you don't want in the mix, and we call that resistance. Now, resistance in and of itself is not a bad thing. What you really want to do in this science of deliberate creation, in this learning the art of allowing, you want to learn to manage resistance. You don't want it to go away altogether, because expansion would cease, and that will never be the case. But you want to understand it. You want to understand your place in it. You want to understand what to do about it. You want to understand what to do with the I don't want that part of what I do want. Because in everything that you do want, there's an I don't want part. But if the I don't want part is dominant, then there's more resistance than there needs to be. And what you do want is slower in coming. So the way it works out, you are vibrational beings. Did you know that? Most don't. You're so good at translating vibration into sight and sound and taste and smell and touch that you don't realize what wonderful translators of vibration you are. Because you are translating vibration all the time, you sometimes forget that you are vibrational beings, and yet you are. And the vibration that you are emitting is because of what you are thinking. Or we might even say what you're thinking is often a clear indicator of the vibration that you are emitting. What you think about causes a vibrational awareness to come forth within you. Because the source within you, you may not know this either, the source within you is with you at all times, thinking about the things you're thinking about from the perspective of source. So when you see something that you call unwanted, source is focused upon the solution, not the problem. When you find a characteristic in yourself or in another, and you decide that you don't like it, that it's inappropriate, or you want to push it away, the source within you is not focused upon what is not wanted, but upon what is wanted. And so the emotions that you feel are because you get a moment by moment, play by play, blow by blow awareness through your emotions of what source is thinking about what you're thinking about. How about that? When you feel discouraged, I'm not good at this, or it's not going to work out for me, the very discouragement that you feel is an emotional response to that contradicted energy, because source knows it's not only possible, it's sure. Source knows what you want. Source has already gone down the road to the manifestation of what you want. But when you're focused upon the absence or the lack of what you want, you are introducing a contradictory thought to what source knows, and the emotion that you feel is evidence of you defeating your own desire, of you depriving yourself of your own alignment to all that you have become. Because every time contrast causes you to ask for something more vibrationally, whether you're putting words to it or not, source becomes that, your inner being. The source within you becomes the vibrational equivalent to what you are asking for. The question is, are you also the vibrational equivalent? And the answer is, if you feel great, yes. If you feel happy, you are the vibrational equivalent to your own desire and to all that you've become. Feeling passion, exhilaration, if you're feeling enthusiasm for it, if you're feeling eagerness or love or appreciation, you are a vibrational match to what you're asking for. If you feel discouraged or angry or fearful or resentful or pensive or frustrated, if you feel any of those varying degrees of negative emotion, that means the vibration that you've been practicing, and therefore the vibration that you've got going right now, is contradicting your own desire, and you are not allowing what you want. You are also not experiencing clarity. You are also not pure in your vibration. You are also not tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You are also not in vibrational alignment with what you want. You get it? So you want to be aware of the emotions that you are feeling, because they're really good indicators. Now, when you first begin hearing this stuff, it's really annoying. In fact, years into it, it still is annoying. Because finally you come to the place where you have to accept. We want you to accept. We believe you will accept, and when you do, you'll be glad that you are the only one who can throw resistance into your mix. Only you. Feels like that inappropriate person doing that inappropriate thing is the one that is causing the resistance. But really, it's your perspective of that inappropriate person doing that inappropriate thing, because the source within you does not see that as an inappropriate person doing an inappropriate thing. And when you do, you introduce contradiction into your vibrational equation. Esther has been laughing at herself because sometimes she feels negative emotion, and she will stop and say to herself, that was unnecessary. Because she is coming to understand that she is the one who is throwing 100% of the resistance on her own path of least resistance. It would be a path of no resistance if she wasn't throwing stuff on the trail. And the same is true for you. If you don't put it there, it's not in your mix, and you can stop putting it there. And what you've been putting there will in time peter out if you stop putting it there. After a while, all the stuff you've thrown upon your trail, your path of least resistance, you'll come to the end of it and you'll have clear sailing if you don't keep putting it there, you see. So the resistance that you hold, you would maybe hear it more easily, is in the beliefs that you hold. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking, which means a belief is just a thought that you keep putting on your trail, on your path. Because all of your power is current, it's right now. It's not about what happened before, yesterday or the day before, the year before, the decade before. It's not about what has happened. Your emotions are all about what's happening right now. Your emotions are all about your current vibrational mix. Esther said to us one day, you know, Abraham, if you guys didn't have such a strong positive opinion, I wouldn't have so much negative emotion. If you could just chill out or leave me alone for a while, ignore me. Can't you focus on, isn't there anybody else on the planet that could use your help right now? But all of you have that attention of source focused upon you in every moment, in every conversation, in every thought. It's your guidance to help you find what you want, to help you find your trail to what you want and who you are. And so we'll be talking today. Don't worry about us. We'll wedge our message in the crack. We'll be talking to you about the path of least resistance. We'll be talking to you about the law of attraction that manages all vibrational frequencies. We'll be talking about your emotional guidance system and your ability to focus. And most of all, we'll be talking about momentum, which is the same word as law of attraction, because whatever you're giving your attention to, law of attraction is responding to, which is causing an increase in whatever you're giving your attention to, which is what momentum is. When you sort of want something, there's some momentum, not much. And when you sort of don't believe it, there's sort of opposing momentum. So you've got a little wobble going on here. You want it, but you want it, but you want it, but you want it, but you want it, but. No big deal. But when you really, 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 really want something that you really, 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 really don't expect, you've got a big time wobble going on. In other words, that feels awful. That feels terrible to you. Someone said to us the other day, Abraham, how does one get rid of doubt? And we said, you do it before it starts. The maybe most unsatisfying answer that we've ever given to anyone. It's like, oh, this hurts. Well, don't do it anymore. But we really want you to hear that, because it's easier for you to control your wobble in the early stages. Law of attraction is responding to you right here, right now. So if you want it but you doubt it, there's a wobble going on. And if you keep focusing upon what you want and you keep maintaining the same doubt, and sometimes you do, you say to your friends, you've got that dialogue going, why is this taking so long? Why is that person getting that thing that I want? Where's mine? Why is it taking so long for it to come to me? And we say, you're asking and doubting, you're wobbling, because you're introducing contradictory vibrations, because every subject is really two subjects, wanted and absence of it. So you got to clean up your vibration. You got to clean up your perspective. You got to stop the wobble. But don't wait until you're wobbling so much that you're knocking bridges down with it. Stop it in the early subtle stages. And that's why we want you to know that when you slumber, your point of attraction ceases. While you're asleep, your wobble stops. And when you awaken, you can begin by focusing on things that don't wobble. So Esther, she hears us and she believes us. And everything that we encourage in terms of processes, she does. So she gets hold of this wobble thought. And she heard us say, wake up in the morning, you're not wobbling. See how far you can get until you start wobbling. 10 seconds. Because the tendency is to wake up and remember what the worst thing was that happened yesterday, or what are the problems that I have to deal with. She sat sort of forgetting everything that she ever learned from us the other day in the middle of trying to make a decision about something, and actually wrote a pro and con list. And about 3 minutes into it, her brain froze up. She could hardly see the words on the page. Her hand was like a claw. She could hardly hold the pen. As she realized she was deliberately introducing wobble into her own experience. Well, this is a good thing about it, but this is a bad thing about it. And this is a good thing about it, and this is a bad thing about it. And we said, talk about deliberate wobble. Your human rational mind says, no, this is the way we figure things out. We say, no, this is the way you wobble. This is the way you prevent clarity from ever coming. Just weigh the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses and everything. Just be the most objective person on the planet, and you will wobble till the end of your days here. You see. What you want to do is think about what you want, and think about what you want in ways that feel good when you think about what you want. Because when you think about what you want and you feel good as you think about what you want, you are thinking good about what you want in the same way that we are thinking good about the way you want. And there's no wobble between you and your source. And that's the wobble you want to take care of. Not the one between all the other parents who are practicing all the other parenting skills. Not the one between all the other scientists or all the other religions that are sorting things out. The only wobble that you got to deal with is your own personal vibrational wobble. Because when it isn't there, you've got clarity. And when you've got clarity, you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You are guided. You are in tune with infinite intelligence. And your impulses, your feelings, those urges will come from that clear place. And if you've been listening to us for a while, you have heard us say that one who is connected to who you really are is more powerful than millions who are not.